Hey, AP World History. I can't be here today because I had to take my kid into a doctor appointment. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure you're off on the right track because today's Monday and we have no time to spare this week. You have Friday off. So TikTok people, we have a lot of stuff to do this week and I expect you to be all in. Today we are wrapping up. You guys know all the changes that the Industrial Revolution brought. So we already talked about how work changed, how new goods are produced, new forms of energy, all of that good stuff. So now we're talking about the effects on society and how people are responding to that. So that is your focus today. How did society change as a result of the Industrial Revolution and what are the responses to it? And you have a lot of work to do today in class. You have no time to sit around on your phone. So I expect you to get to work and to be ready to go tomorrow when I'm back. So I'm going to go quickly through these. You should know them. We know that one of the outcomes initially was harsh working conditions for people. However, in the long run, it will be okay because of labor unions. And so that would be an outcome is that labor unions will rise to protect workers, their working conditions and fight for better pay, and they'll have a good impact. Another one is just the movement of people. You guys understand this, urbanization, the movement of people from the countryside to the city, and the growth of slums and hard living conditions in the cities. Another outcome, this was a super important one, I told you to star this in your chapter, is Western settler societies. These are societies that are established by the overflow of population from Europe. And you guys haven't had this term before, but a settler society is one in which the entire society is formed by those settlers that are moving in and establishing a whole new society instead of a blended one. New modes of transportation. And with that, you are expected to be able to address how the railroads are changing lifestyles in the United States. Also pollution as a result of the Industrial Revolution and how we know that the burning of fossil fuels is going to have an impact on the environment. Long-term outcomes, so this is a distinction. You guys often think about the squalor and the harsh living conditions, but it's important to know that over time, in the long run, that we start to have a growing middle class, consumer society, and then also just a little bit of a rise in income. So it's not that people are wealthy, but they're not quite as dirt poor as what they were before. All right, this is where we transition today, and this is where you've got to put your brain work. The social question. The social question is a huge topic. What do we do with all these societal changes? Because here's the deal. The gap between the rich and the poor is huge, and it's causing problems. So the slums, the poor living conditions, the low wages, the squalor, the unsanitary conditions versus the rich capitalists. This is a big problem. What is government going to do about it? That's the social question. What do you do? What do you do with all this inequality? And there's different theories about that. So today in class, it's your job to go back and revisit these ideas. You should already have somewhat of a foundation on communism versus capitalism. We're all coming at that from different strengths and weaknesses. So go back and review your chapter. Go back to page 538. You can Google some stuff if you need to. Reskim those basic things. Go through all of the steps that are on this slide here. Make sure you're prepared. Tomorrow when you come into class, I'm going to give you a job. You're either going to be a factory worker, you're going to be a labor union organizer, factory owner, proletariat, bourgeoisie. You're going to have one of these roles and you have to come in informed. You have to come in informed and be able to role play. And you're going to be graded on whether or not you know your role. So don't be overly general. And then workbook, pages 27 to 29. And last thing, vocab quiz is postponed till Thursday. So email me if you have questions.